Boy, do we got a good one today. So, I don't know if you guys have been following the YSL Rico case, but today is day 140 of what seems like it's been like a 7-year trial for, Young Thug and YSL. But I was at work today and I was I had my earbuds in and I was listening to the court proceeding today, and it was one part on there that was funny as hell. I think her name is Detective Gaither or something or whatever, but she didn't realize that her microphone was turned on, and she mumbled something into the microphone, and Young Thug's attorneys heard it, so they they addressed it, and there's some back and forth, and the judge got involved, and then of course the prosecuting attorney got involved, and it just became a circus. This whole case has been a circus. It's just been a whole bunch of up and down bull crap left and right. I could assume that probably at some point in time they're probably gonna call this a mistrial, but check this clip out. Tell me what y'all think.
So when did Bentley pull up? You didn't say Bentley's name. Yeah, he was driving the white truck. He the one who took them to the Chicago. I didn't say it. Okay. So they called Bentley.
Were you able to understand that?
This was two separate times of the interview.
Correct. You're saying that this is not from the McDonald's to the Sky House?
So I don't know where you're going with this. I'm kind of confused. You're showing two different clips with two different contexts.
Well, if you don't remember, that's fine.
I just stated I'm confused because this is two separate clips from two totally separate parts of the interview.
Sure. But does this help you to help the jury that Mr. Copeland told you that he followed Mr. O.G. Bentley or Kelvin Treadwell to Jeffrey's home from the McDonald's? If it doesn't help, you just say it doesn't.
Sir, we all just heard him just say that, but in the context that you're putting it in, it's a little confusing because this is two separate parts of the interview.
Well, from your knowledge of the interview and this case, is that what Mr. Copeland said?
That's what he just stated on there, yes.
Okay. Then I want to go back to the original question I asked about allowing Mr. Copeland to speak with Mr. Garlington on a non-recorded line, okay?
I don't believe I stated
I'm sorry to interrupt, Judge. May we approach briefly, please?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'm going to ask you to address the witness and speak to the witness, and also, quite frankly, to speak to the DA as well. Because of the way everyone is positioned, they're obviously closer to the jury than anybody else. Their microphones are live, and what they say can be picked up on a microphone. A couple of times.
Sorry, who? The state says at their table?
And what the witness is saying. And there have been at least 3 occasions where the witness has either before or after a question muttered something and said something into the microphone that can be picked up.
Well, I certainly haven't heard it. I can barely hear the answers.
I am not the only one who's heard it. At that last exchange, I heard her say something, I couldn't make out what she said, into the microphone. I guess she was frustrated after the question, and it's being picked up by the microphone, and if I can hear her muttering over here, whatever she's saying can be heard to the jury, and it's just inappropriate. I think it's simple enough to tell her to not make any extraneous comments that can possibly be picked up by the jury. Same thing for the state. And we've actually addressed this before prior to this court's involvement in the case, where there have been times where the state, either out of frustration or who knows why they're doing it, says something, or they're making faces and they're saying something that can be picked up by the microphone, and because they're that close to the jury, I'm sure the jury can hear it too. So I'm just asking, as I've asked before, and as they have been told before, to be mindful of the things that they say and the fact that it can be picked up by the jury.
I can't say that I heard this because I was in the middle of everything, but I've been told by multiple sources that once my cross-examination was finished and Mr. Steele was going to begin, the witness said horrible.
Horrible?
Horrible.
What? Okay.
And she's sitting right next to the jury.
If the witness and or the state is saying things like that and the jury hears them, I cannot imagine that reflects well on either of them.
Yeah. Your Honor, I have to say, I would ask that presumptions based on assertions by counsel for opposing for the defendants not be taken as true and then spoken as if they are by this honorable court, because I have no idea what Mr. Adams is talking about. I have not heard any mutterings. I don't know what Mr. Shard is talking about. The state does not have the luxury to sit here and say what it believes someone from the defense is doing without it being cut off quickly. So I'd ask that the court not act on what is being asserted by counsel for the defendants as we stop these proceedings to address something nobody heard, but apparently Mr. Adams.
Fortunately,
And Mr.
this
Sharp.
fortunately, this trial is televised.
And Your Honor,
You know what? I'm going to stick with what I said before, which is if a witness wants to present themselves in that way in front of the jury, that is a reflection on that witness, and the jury can evaluate that. So, no, I'm not going to advise her or any other witness one way or, well, depends on what they say. And I didn't actually hear anything, but no, if she wants to make derogatory comments, then that is a poor reflection on her. And the jury, if they heard it, will notice it. And to the extent, I mean, I haven't, was that basically just about this witness
It was about the witness and about the prosecution. And let's
who's
be clear.
doing this, or you believe is doing something like this right now?
Yes, and who has done it before? I'm not just saying that. The court has addressed it before because it's happened before. So we're not making this up. She was admonished previously by the prior court to stop doing that.
And you're saying she's doing it again, and it is making faces and or comments.
Making faces, making comments. It can be picked up by the microphone. These mics are live. And as Mr. Shard pointed out, luckily, this trial is being televised and live streamed.
I don't know why that's lucky, because the jury is not going to watch the live stream.
I'm not talking about I'm saying.
I mean, the jury is the one deciding this case.
The person making the complaint about the behavior is the defendants. And I'm in support of what I'm saying. I'm telling you that we are not the only ones who have noticed this. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well,
Your Honor, and I would ask, I have asked that the microphone not be close to counsel's table over here behind, so that
which microphone are y'all even talking about?
anyone that can pick up conversation at the state's table, because I'm not trying to have our
No, it shouldn't be. You all,
That's-
any attorneys ought to be able to talk to each other at their table privately without anything being picked up. So I don't know if that means y'all want to turn off your mic, because we're in a big awkward courtroom where nobody can hear anybody sometimes, but then apparently people can hear mutterings under the breath other times. So
we have it off. I've unhooked this, even though it was off. I don't want anything said at counsel table heard.
all right.
Period.
And then I don't know what the situation is with the mics that are on the back table, whether those are off.
No,
They're off.
Okay.
Sometimes it is. What we learned the last time, if that mic is on,
That mic being the podium mic, which has to be on.
so we have to be more conscious. Sometimes the podium mic can pick up our conversation because we're closest to.
Mr. Maurice has something to add, and maybe he knows because he's a media guy.
I'm not picking up our conversation. You can hear the witness. She's left a couple remarks towards the end of her.
Y'all, I guess because y'all are plugged straight into the system, y'all get to hear way more than we get to through the ambient air.
And as you can see, this whole situation is just like a damn circus. You know, then you had the judge who is sitting up there super nonchalant saying like she don't hear none of this that's going on, but everybody else in the courtroom can hear it going on. But of course she's saying, I don't hear this or this and that. You sitting like right next to the witness. You literally are sitting right next to the witness. What do you mean you can't hear this? You know, and then you got the prosecutor saying like, I don't want anything at the prosecuting table to be heard on mic and whatever and blah blah. Ma'am, you wouldn't have said nothing until the other lawyer said something. But as you can see, like this is just insane. You got a police detective up on stand, uttering stuff under her breath, knowing that her mic is live. You know what I'm saying? And if they're able to hear that way in the back of the courtroom, surely everybody else in the courtroom is able to hear. Not, you know, and not just the people at home. But I don't know what you guys think. I just thought this was just kind of give you a synopsis of what's been going on this whole trial. You know, it's day 140 and it don't seem like it's getting anywhere. I don't know. To me, I feel like it's gonna end up being a mistrial, but I might be wrong. But thank you for tuning into this video. Subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments below because I'm curious what you guys think. Like I said, this is just insane. So, all right, I'll see y'all to the next one.